Good morning, everybody. All right, who wants to see it? Who thinks it's a good day for peace? Who's here today to say, let Gaza live?
Let Gaza live!
Let Gaza live!
Let Gaza live!
Hey, I just want to say, y'all, please stay up here. We love the backdrop of the banners. You can also gather around here. We're gonna do a little singing. We're gonna hear from some folks who have dedicated their lives to this issue of peace, in particular in the land of Gaza and West Bank and Palestine, Israel. We've got a few speakers this morning, but first, I am so glad, I am honored to be one of the curators of this gathering today, to be able to co-organize with my friend and sister Lisa Sharon Harper. We've had a great team, all kinds of different individuals you'll hear from, organizations. But Lisa's been a part of the Gaza Ceasefire pilgrimage movement around the country, around the globe. So give it up for Lisa.
All right, everybody, do you know that we are a part of something that is being done in over 200 cities around the world? In more than 19 countries. On every single continent. Including Antarctica. Come on, Antarctica. It was too cold to walk outside in Antarctica, so somebody said, I'm going to get on my treadmill and walk 20 miles in solidarity with the people of Gaza. Now, the reason why we are here has been the reason why we organized. We were inspired by the work of one man. His name is James Harris from Australia, who back in October, he said he watched as the children were being pulled from the rubble, and as people were having their parents and their grandparents completely incinerated before their eyes because of these bombs, that 2,000-pound bombs that were being dropped on them. And he said, I feel powerless. But I'm not powerless. I have the power of my legs. I have the power of my prayers. And so he said, I'm going to walk. And so he walked. He decided he was going to walk the distance of Gaza. And so he walked 25 miles in Australia. He's actually from New Zealand. And then, next thing you know, he calls a friend of mine. His name is Jared McKenna, also in Australia. And Jared says, I think this would actually catch on around the world. I think a lot of people could do this kind of a pilgrimage. So then Jared called me, and then I called my friend May, who's here today. Woo, woo, woo! May Cannon is the executive director of Christians for Middle East Peace, which has been one of the leaders on Capitol Hill advocating for this ceasefire. Yeah. And then it just became an international global phenomenon, and it's not going to stop here. We set this as Lent. This is the Lenten Gaza Ceasefire Pilgrimage Initiative, but it is going to go beyond Lent. And in fact, tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then you do the math other places in the country, there will be a Holy Saturday Vigil that is going to be happening via Zoom. And so we will give you the information on how to, we'll send it to you via email because you all registered, so we have your email. We'll send you how to click into that. And it's going to be led by Palestinian pastors and rectors and faith leaders. Yes, because this is not just about one city. This is not just about what's happening in Gaza. Ultimately, this is about colonization. This is about domination. This is about militarization. This is about the assault, a full frontal assault on the image of God on earth. This is war against God. And that's how we know that, because we have seen 32,000 plus images of God erased from the earth in less than 5 months. So friends, when we march today, when we go up and we actually have our opportunity to confront Lockheed Martin in face to face. What we are saying to them is no more war against God. Lay down your arms against God.
Come on. So we've been very clear with a few things, y'all. We've been very clear that what happened on October 7th was evil and wrong. And every one of those lives that were lost were also just as precious and made in the image of God. We stand against all anti-Semitism and hatred. And also, what has happened since October 7th is evil and wrong. My mama said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And we have seen over and over thousands and thousands of children killed. We're carrying their names today. We're carrying their names in our hearts and on our signs, just the names that we know. My little baby's here. He's 12 weeks old yesterday. Maybe one of the younger protesters today. But every time I hold him, I think of those babies in Gaza, right?
Right.
Forced starvation, collective punishment is wrong.
Yes.
If we can't say that, then who are we? This is not about who Hamas is. This is about who we are. As Mother Isaac said, Gaza has become the moral compass of the world right now. If we can't speak out against this, we can't speak out against anything.
That's right.
We're also here on Good Friday. We are a multi-faith group, many different religions represented, and people here who don't affiliate with any religion, but their conscience brings them. So we're a diverse group, but as a Christian, I want to say what happened on Good Friday, the paradox of Good Friday is that Jesus exposed the systems of death and cruelty, showed us the evil that we are capable of, and subverted the systems of death with love and forgiveness and an empty tomb. Come on. And it's in that tradition that we come, right? It's in that cooperation with other faiths, but to say that this is the Prince of Peace who rebuked his own disciples when they said we could call down fire from heaven. So there was another story in that story of Pontius Pilate trying to wash his hands.
That's right.
Wash the blood off his hands as if he had nothing to do with it. And we're here today to say, Lockheed Martin, you have blood on your hands. Let's say it together. You have blood on your hands. You have blood on your hands. The irony is that they covered up their signs, Lisa. They covered up the corporate signs. You'll see it. They put a tarp over it and taped it up to try to hide who they are. A company that really loves it when their name is out there. So we put their name on the sign with their logo. Lockheed Martin, you have blood on your hands. We'll be carrying it there today. So we're going to hear from a few people. I want to say there's a rich tradition of nonviolent direct action on this land where we are.
Amen.
And my brother Bob Smith and the Brandywine Peace community have been leading the way on that. He's a grandfather of the peace movement. He's a grandfather too. He's got a grandkid. And he, I want to bring you up, Bob, just to say we are so grateful for all that you have built. We stand on your shoulders, and within your tradition, he's a part of the Catholic Worker Resistance, the Berrigan Brothers, the Plowshares. Come on, folks who know.
Let me offer one thing very quickly. We are here in the legacy of the Plowshares 8. 8 people who started to disarm, this country. And that is the most important task for a Christian, for a person of faith. It is to disarm this country, to disarm it, to walk in faith and in love of each other. The cross means love. The cross means love. So we've come here to Lockheed Martin repeatedly throughout the year and throughout the years, and we have in fact poured blood on those signs in which they've thrown plastic against to say, love. You will not defy love.
Give it up for
Come
Bob.
on.
On the Zoom call, he said 48 years they've been doing it here. So bless you.
8 years. Now I want to bring up Reverend Mark Thompson, who is with Naked Flame, formerly on Sirius FM. Mark Thompson, you'll see him everywhere. So Mark, please give us a word.
All right. Well, thank you. First of all, let's give thanks to Lisa Sharon Harper and Shane Claiborne. And we welcome young brother Elijah to the world. Where's Katie? There they are, Katie and Elijah. Let's give them a round of applause too. I was telling my daughter was about Elijah's age when we went together to jail at the South African Embassy. But this is, as we approach this weekend, in 1968, on this very weekend, Dr. King preached his last sermon, his last Sunday sermon. And one of the things he said, he uplifted his belief that there are three evils in this world: poverty, racism, and militarism. And oftentimes we see those things, they're connected and intersected, but we see them in separate silos. But what's happening in Gaza now, we see all those three triple evils in one place at one time. And that is why it's been a blessing that you've not seen heretofore the overwhelming number of people standing together around the world. And when we looked, when this first broke out, we looked in many of the countries of the world, particularly in Europe, it looked like 1968. It looked like the Vietnam War demonstrations again. And so we must continue this fight. We must be prepared for whatever comes. They're talking about bringing BB over here. And if he comes over here to speak to Congress, we need to be prepared for that. And we need to let the world know, not only we will not allow that, but we are in solidarity with all that is before us. Also, this is the season of Lent. And sometimes we get confused about Lent. People think, well, I'm just going to give something up. And that's all Lent is about. But if you read St. Augustine, he talks about Lent really being a dress rehearsal. And I know I'm in Phillies territory. I'm a Yankee, full disclosure. But Lent, to put it another way, is really spring training for the regular season. It's about a sacrifice and a discipline, and enduring in that sacrifice and discipline, enduring some small level of suffering in the way Christ did. But that's just for 40 days. It's really to prepare us throughout the year, every day from then on, to be willing to suffer for the well-being in whatever way we must for our fellow human beings. And so this is where we are today. So we're here for Lent. We're here for this Good Friday. We're here the day that Jesus was crucified. We're here the weekend that Dr. King went into Memphis. And like Christ was martyred alongside two unknown individuals, just two sanitation workers. 3 of them taken away from us in Memphis. But what happens beyond this weekend? Every step we take, Sunday is the resurrection, every step we take, even though these 32,000 lives are gone, we are their living resurrection.
Yes. Yes.
By continuing to fight for their lives and avenge their lives and to fight for justice so that no more will be taken from us. And so thank you all for being here. I'm thankful for being here. Ceasefire.
Ceasefire. So one of the other things that Reverend Mark Thompson was a part of was the production introduction of a song that's become one of the anthems of the movement, Ceasefire. And so we're going to try it together, Mark. We got my buddy Brian from Common Hymnal. How many of y'all know Common Hymnal? Beautiful, collaborative songwriters and in the intersection of praise and protest. And so we're going to do a little Ceasefire singing. We'll hum it as we go up in a minute. But Brian, get us singing, bro. And if you haven't seen the song, Mark produced it. It's incredible.
Good morning, good people. Can you repeat after me? Hate can't stop hate.
Hate can't stop hate.
War is cancer.
War is cancer.
Only love can.
Only love can
Be the answer.
be the answer.
Beautiful.
Isaiah 2:4 says, and he shall judge among the nations.
That's Bishop Royster's voice right there.
Sure is.
Head of Bishop Royster.
They shall be their plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up its sword against nation, neither shall they learn war.
Stop the bombing, stop the killing, save the children, stop the healing, take the weapons and melt them all down, make us tools to rebuild the town. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. We say no more oppression and genocide. Protect the living and see the God inside. Free the people and tear the walls down. Stand for justice on these sacred grounds. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. It's time for higher vibration. It's time for freedom and liberation. The time has come now for love and light to win. It's time for humankind to really live again. Ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. An eye for eye isn't right. It leaves this world forever blind. An eye for eye isn't right. It leaves this world forever blind. An eye for eye isn't right. It leaves this world forever blind. An eye for eye isn't right. It leaves this world forever blind. Hate can't stop hate.
Hate can't stop hate.
War is cancer.
War is cancer.
Only love can.
Only love can
Be the answer.
be the answer.
Say hate can't stop hate.
Hate can't stop hate.
War
all these different sections, and no matter where we were, it was their first time hearing it. It was really literally the anthem to our Philadelphia Gaza ceasefire pilgrimage. So thank you to Common Hymnal. And also to Mark Thompson for helping us make sure the world hears this song. So at this time we want to bring up Sam Katab. Sam, would you come forward? Alliance here in Philadelphia. Sam, we'd love for you to share from your heart what it has meant for you to be a witness to what's been happening over the last week.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for coming. And I want to apologize to all the clergy in case I say something out of line. Don't get upset at me. As a Palestinian Christian, I have been very, very troubled by the position of the church. How can we stay silent when we see every day, turn the news on, turn social media on, you see children getting killed? How can you stay silent when you have journalists who are neutral getting killed? How can we be silent when we see churches and mosques, sanctuaries getting bombed? Hospitals, doctors, civilians. Folks, 33,000, and we don't even know what's under the rubble yet. This is a genocide in real time. This is something that people of faith should never even think twice about where they stand.
That's right.
This is very clear. Whether you're a right-wing evangelical Christian or left-wing, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, Jewish, non-believer, it doesn't matter. These are human beings. And as human beings, they have value. How can we say we are God's children when we're willing to close our eyes? This is not acceptable. What I've seen and has been reassuring is people of faith are finally waking up and saying to their leaders and saying to our elected officials, enough is enough.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, brother. Give it up to you. Palestinian families, friends. Some of them live here in Philly. Some have family that are still over in Palestine. And one of the elders of the movement, Reverend Fahed, has been with us. Where you at, brother? Come on up here. Yeah. Give it up. I called you an elder. I hope it's all right, man. You're like as youthful as anybody here. But thank you for being with us. It's been just a gift to make new friends in this movement. So,
I tell you, to be with you, you give me courage. That means special thanks on behalf of the Palestinian American community. Special thanks on behalf of the Palestinian in Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and all of Palestine. As I think about what you're standing for, you are standing for justice and you're standing for love.
Yeah.
I am a child of the first Nakba. That means in 1948, when Israel was established, I was a 4-year-old kid. And the only thing I remember was going with my father, 5 sisters, and 2 brothers. And as a child, you are close to who? To mother. So I see myself every time I see the Palestinian children in Gaza running around, Dad, 5 sisters and 2 brothers looking for my mother. We left her and we went to the east, to a Druze village, and put in a makeshift Palestinian camp like scouts. And after several months we came back. When we came back, my mother was alive and she lived 86. My dad lived to be 96,
But as a teenager, I always wanted to say to my mother, why you did not come with us? And I discovered that my mother was strong. She said to Dad, you take the children. You can protect them. I'm going to stay here. This is our home, our land, our church. They need to kill me here. So as you think about mothers and sisters, there is no way for the Palestinian people to survive 75 years without the strength of mothers, grandmothers, and women. The women are the backbone of every movement under the sun. So we need to say that. So as you think about what is happening in Gaza, the American media is so bankrupt that says everything started when? October 7th, which is a bankrupt media. Huh? When Israel was established, 5 Palestinian villages were destroyed next to my village. That means when Israel was established, listen to that, according our Israeli Jewish historian Alan Pappy, they destroyed 530 villages and towns and exiled by force between 750,000 to 1 million Palestinians who are still refugees around. So anytime you think about Gaza, you need to say 75% of Gaza are refugees, and listen to that, they come from 65 villages around Gaza. So what I'm sharing with you, the Palestinian narrative, the Palestinian journey and suffering is zilch in the United States of America. The Israeli Jewish narrative is cultivated very good, from the Bible to the media. My narrative is a dead narrative. I'm against what Hamas did, but what Israel is doing to the Palestinian is resurrecting the dead. There is more knowledge about the Palestinian suffering since October 7 than better than 75 years. That means injustice is going to be exposed. And the problem is we, the United States of America, that will empower Israel to continue killing the Palestinians. So I want to thank you for your solidarity. I want to thank you for your stand, and I want to say that the fight is long. Why? There is nothing a quick fix. That means the suffering of the Palestinians is going to continue, and the viciousness of the Israelis is going to continue until we end the occupation and free Palestine and free the Israelis and end the closure on Gaza. Thank you very much.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Hey, one of those courageous women in the movement, we've got lots of them here today, but one of those has been a co-organizer, is the director of the oldest interfaith organization in the U.S., founded in 1915, the Fellowship of Reconciliation. This is Ariel Gold. Welcome, our sister.
Thanks, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, especially seeing such young people. You are the generation that frees Palestine, that frees us all, so thank you. One of the most central teachings of Judaism is that to save a life is to save the world entire. And that is because all of us, Jews, Muslims, Christians, Hindus, Buddhists,